Hi, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to talk to you guys about how to deal with narcissists out and about. When you're out and about, you're doing things and you surprisingly or unexpectedly run into a narcissist or someone with deep-seated narcissistic traits. You notice this. And so, what you will automatically assume because you're awake and aware of what narcissistic personality is, you will automatically know how to deal with them. But I'm here to tell you, these individuals, you being an organic human being, you're going about life in an organic fashion. You don't have ill intentions, ill motives. You don't move with ill intentions or ill motives. So you're not moving in that lane where you're thinking constantly or how you can get over on someone. So therefore, you're being an organic, authentic person. You're pretty much not going with the flow, but you're just going along in life, being peaceable as you know how to be, because you have peace within you. But you run upon someone who has chaos in them. That's what they're studying, that's what they're reciting, that's what they're rehashing, regurgitating. This is what they are living, eating, and breathing. And when there's no chaos, a lot of times a narcissist don't know what to do with their damn self. So what they tend to do is latch on to a situation or circumstance that presents itself. Let's say if they meet you an empath and you ask a question, say they're in a service capacity and you're asking a question, and this is not always a narcissist, but for the sake of this conversation, we're talking about narcissists, and you'll understand undeniably that these probably are narcissists. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody goes through stuff. You've gotten in conflicts or pretty much little light debates with people or disagreements in, let's say, customer service, and you immediately were able to get past it. With a narcissist, there's no getting past it. So that's the difference. So back to point. You begin to inquire, ask a question, and then there you call out something that they made a mistake or they misspoke on something, and you politely say, well, no, it says here this, that, and the other, and you kind of have something to validate and back that claim up. You're not just popping your gum. You're not just throwing statements to the wind. They will immediately clap back with this overt defense to the point where what you just said to them and you've shown them, let's say if it's a policy, you're pointing it out, you're showing them verbatim where this says what it says. I'm using this for an example. It could be in any capacity if you're holding them accountable for something. They will right way get over the top. It won't be a normal just like disagreement. You'll readily know that this is possibly a narcissist, someone who's maladaptive. They have a serious deep-seated disorder, because it ain't that serious. But everything is serious to a narcissist, especially when you even give the illusion of you're defying or you're going contrary to what their belief system is. And so the best way to handle these people is to use 3 words. 3 words. These 3 words will work like you wouldn't believe. And I've mentioned this, I think, in a video probably about a year ago, but I'm reminding you again. No thank you. No thank you. No thank you. No thank you. You don't have to continually say it, but whenever that narcissist tries to get a leverage on you or an angle or an upper hand on you verbally, because their whole attempt is to try to push you down verbally. is to push down, drown you out. And they'll even beat you to the punch and say, "Oh, you're talking over me. I'm trying to talk. Can you let me talk?" That happens a lot. I mean, you're composed and everything. They'll get bent out of shape. "Can you let me finish? Can you let me talk? Or are you just going to overtalk me?" You'll say, "No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you." And you can give a little head nod. "No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not buying what you're selling. No, thank you." You can add that in for good measure. See, you must be able to respond in a way that doesn't ruin your day or bring your vibration down, because these people have the capacity. They can leverage this emotional chaos in you to the point where your whole day is thrown off, and you don't want that. Early in my awakening, I was that guy because I knew what I knew about their asses, and I was not going to let them uh, upper hand me. But in most cases, I was defeated. I was the one that went away, bent out of shape, frustrated. And I was mostly frustrated with myself because even though I knew the things that I knew about them, there was still a vital component missing. And that was being able to stand in my truth and stand in my demeanor, my emotional space, stand in my emotional truth, stand in my emotional, you know, stability, my emotional peace. And this is something that is very, very subtle. It'll creep in, and I don't care how long you've been in recovery or how long you've been past the narcissistic relationship and how far along you are in your healing. This is something that I don't believe anyone will ever be able to master wholeheartedly. But what you can do, you can stand in your emotional truth. You can stand in your emotional truth. And the biggest thing is not to allow them to cause you to verbally run faster than you want to run. And I just use that as a word. They'll start out, they'll go a mile a minute. Before you know it, that ego will kick in and you'll be like, in the subconscious, I'm not going to tolerate these demons. And so you go on to defend yourself. And what you begin to do is begin to verbalize a mile a minute back to them. And see, what they're doing is they're garnering emotional energy and emotional fuel from you. And once they've extracted that and gotten you off of your 1-2 step, that's game over for you in their mind. They've won. In their mind, it's a competition anyway. In their mind, they've gotten you so pushed down emotionally until it's enough adrenaline and it's enough fuel to get them to the next corner or the next endeavor or the next altercation. Very sick, twisted stuff, guys. They love to play on your emotional constancy. See, as an empath and a chosen one, we have a pretty decent emotional regulation. We're able to go about life even with the ups and the downs, and we can emotionally put things in a perspective, and not long after this thing gets us bent out of shape, we can right way kind of compose ourselves. A narcissist can't do that. If someone offends them or slights them, or they don't get what they want in the course of a day, that will rent space in their head the whole day. I've gone in stores and I've come upon cashiers, and you can just see, and this is from an empath, chosen one, awakened perspective, you can sense and almost detect that this individual, this entity, has gotten their ass handed to them. And because they'll be looking out into the abyss. You'll walk up into their register and they'll look so detached. They'll look like nobody is home. You know, some people look like they're distraught or they got things on their mind. It's a very distinct, natural uh, look. But with a narcissist, you and I know it's very distinct to them. Eerie, very eerie. Because you won't go up and say, hey, how are you doing? You'll just go to the register. You won't speak to that because you don't want to give them you don't want to lift them up. You want to leave them in their crap. They made their bed, let them sleep in it. And you'll notice they won't even give you the time of day with that purchase, nor do you need it. So what you do, you remain stoic and you proceed to pay for your items and you get out of there. And they'll give you some half-hearted, have a good day. You don't even reciprocate. This ain't being mean, because what you don't want to do, you don't want to leave them even with your voice. You don't want them to hit your ride with anything. You don't want them to connect to any of your vibration. Leave them out there in the middle of nowhere without a paddle. Because something has happened during the course of their day, or not the course of their day, maybe happened a minute ago before you came on the scene. And what that entity wants to do is to attach itself to chaos. So by you remaining silent, you keep yourself out of harm's way. And I know some of you guys might not really readily wrap your brain around this, but this happens more than we like to think. So be prepared as much as you can. And it's just hard to be prepared for all of these unannounced, unforeseen nuances that happen, because you're living your life, you're going through life, and you're trying to just be as healthy and as harmonious as you can. But the devil knows this. So be very, very mindful of this. Don't let these demons cause you to get bent out of shape and ruin your day, because they be waiting for somebody with peace to show up. They will be waiting for you to show up, and so they can diminish that peace that surrounds you. That being said, bless.